保護するためですね。この点があるので、必ずやっぱり行く前に。
The Taco Bell Conundrum. I personally think that sounds a little bit better than saying the Taco Bell unsolvable problem, but it could be either one, either or, you can say. These last few days, I was really thinking about, well, what to do. Should I do a food review? Should I do a little random video? What should I do? And to be honest, I've really been enjoying these random videos. I think it's a fun way for me to be able to get some, opinions across or just make a video and in a more relaxed manner and just be able to kind of sit down, have a little chat. And so far, the response has been pretty good. And, I decided to get this down too because I've been thinking about Taco Bell lately. Taco Bell, I think the best way to put it, at least for me, is one of those places that I have, I guess, the ultimate love-hate relationship with. Where there's times where I'm kind of saying, Taco Bell, And there's other times where I'm saying, oh, I'm really craving a taco from Taco Bell, and they got this delicious Baja Blast here, and, they're open late too, and I'm really looking forward to going there. It's a very unique situation that you have a place that you really, because a lot of these restaurant chains, you can think of it this way, you usually either hate it more than you like it, or like it more than you hate it. Look at Burger King, for instance. I'm not even going to talk about them. That should give you my views on that. Look at a place like Culver's. I really have only good things to say about them. There's always usually one emotion that's prevailing more so when it comes to a place. But Taco Bell, they are just the ultimate place where there's moments where I just love them. There's moments where I'm cursing Taco Bell nonstop for days on end. And I'm going through one of those spells right now. Because Taco Bell, I go back with Taco Bell. Now, admittedly, I'm not one of those people that's at Taco Bell every single night or day, or whenever. I'll visit Taco Bell perhaps once every, maybe once every couple of days. Maybe I'll visit it maybe a few times a week, but I'm not there every day. But I remember my first time I ever went to Taco Bell, and I'll get on a little tangent here. I was quite young, and I went to a rest area on the side of the highway, and it had a Taco Bell in it. It was some rest areas are like this, where they're built up, they're very nice, and they have like a little food court in it with some fast food in there. And this is one of those rest areas, and it had a Taco Bell there, and I wanted a chicken taco. You'll believe that I didn't even get a beef taco. I got the chicken taco, and it was delicious. It was delicious, and it was a while back. That goes back about probably 15 years or so, and shocker. But that was, that really did go a while back, and I remember I loved it. It was great. And after that, I began, I wasn't always going to Taco Bell, but, I would go there every so often. And then in recent years, I'd say in the last 5 years, I really started frequenting Taco Bell once again. And the main staple of my Taco Bell diet is the standard soft taco. I don't go all out. I don't usually get the cheesy, crispy triple gordita supreme or anything like that. I don't need to go all out in that regard. I just get it simple. My favorite item from Taco Bell is usually just a standard soft taco. Sometimes even without the cheese. Could I just get one soft taco, no cheese? 2 soft tacos, no cheese. 3 soft tacos, no cheese. Well, there are a few items from Taco Bell that I do, they're kind of temporary items, but I always like the triple double crunch wrap. That's always great. When they had the double chalupa, I thought that was pretty good too. I really didn't mind it as much. Even the naked chicken chalupa was pretty good too. The naked chicken chips wasn't a big fan of. But even that was okay. And there's some transient items that are pretty good. And then in terms of the drink department, the Baja Blast is my favorite. I always get that. Seems like this is the only place where you could even get it at, so it seems. And I just guzzle that stuff down when I have the opportunity. But admittedly, Taco Bell has a few things that really they have exclusive to them. in terms of flavor and just presentation, and it's something that I keep coming back for. Those are the positives about it. The price, too, it's getting a little more expensive, but it could still be pretty cheap. Still can be pretty cheap. You know, it is starting to rise, but you know, that's just the nature of things. Well, there's a few times, especially lately, where I've just wanted to take my head and just kind of dunk it in this cup of Baja Blast and, you know, kind of walk around like that for a while. Where I've just gotten so frustrated. You know, you ever feel like that? You ever get that feeling you want to do that sometimes and you get frustrated? No? Well, I sometimes do, and there were a few moments lately where I just kind of, I don't know. It's just frustration, you know, and this is, I think, the best way to kind of just vent it out a little bit, kind of share my thoughts and views on it. And, you know, it's one of those things that'll make me say, you know, I'm not going to go to this Taco Bell again, and I'm going to try another one, and who knows if that's going to be any better. But started a couple days ago, went over to a Taco Bell to get my usual, you know, just the soft tacos and sans cheese and a Baja Blast. And I went to the Taco Bell, ordered, paid, exited, and I was looking forward to sink my teeth into some Taco Bell delights. And I opened up the taco from its wrapping. It was like a little present, you know, a present from the Taco Bell gods to the customer. I remember I opened it up. And you know, that's when things really turned south. When I looked, there was almost no meat in the taco. You know, none whatsoever. And there's really no feeling worse than just opening up a Taco Bell taco and seeing no meat in there. Now people, and even I have, honestly, you know, you kind of bash and make fun of the Taco Bell meat. You say, you know, it says it's meat, and you kind of make fun of the quality. But there's something about it. Maybe it's the seasoning. Maybe it's just how it blends together with the lettuce and toppings and sometimes the sauce that you put on it, too. I mean, you know, it's better than you think, at least in terms of taste. But when you see such a small portion of it, it's always so terribly disappointing. Well, I kind of shrugged. Flash forward a few days. I got a glorious Baja Blast, as well as some other tacos as well. It was another day. You know, we started anew. I'm hungry for that Taco Bell. I'm there again. And I get some Baja Blast, and, well, it was terribly disappointing. Now, I asked for it with, you know, light to no ice. And the reason being is because my teeth, I don't usually talk about this, it's just a point I've never found relevant to raise, but some of my teeth have a cold sensitivity. So sometimes if, you know, I have too much ice or something like that, it'll cause a lot of pain in some of the teeth. I think it's just the nerves and all of that. And it's something that I've had for a while, and I try to avoid that pain when I can, so I'll usually try and ask for light ice or sometimes no ice, and then if necessary, I'll add some of my own when I get the opportunity. Now, I get it, and there's literally only about 3, maybe 2/3, maybe at most, of the glorious Baja Blast that's in there, and I felt cheated, you know? I was just so saddened when I saw that, because this is the nectar of the gods, ladies and gentlemen, and to see, you know, that there's just so little of it in there for what you were hoping for and expecting, it was disappointing. I think I said this in the last semi-random video that I made, but a picture tells 1,000 words. And at the time, at least I was wise enough to document those atrocities. And document it I did because we now present the brief interlude so you can just see the atrocities of Taco Bell. Let me show you this. I understand that Taco Bell wasn't really known for their quality, but this, I think, is something else. This is what it is. Okay, hey, on the, they got the tasty looking tomatoes and the cheese and the lettuce and the sour cream, and where's the meat? There's barely any meat on this whatsoever. I mean, you see that, right? You compare that. Here's another taco right here, if you're curious. You look at that. I mean, that's your standard-looking taco, let's be honest. It has meat on it. Just meat, lettuce, just, bare bones, pretty much. But you look at this. There's nothing. There's almost nothing to it. I mean, when you fold it over, they make it look so full and presentable, and then when you actually look at what's in there, barely any meat. It's so sad. I find myself going to Del Taco more often because they have meat in their tacos. And you go to Taco Bell, you see this, it's just, it's so disappointing. I mean, I wouldn't imagine the meat to be terribly expensive, to be quite honest, but this is just ridiculous, and you see so much water in the meat, too. Sad, really, that's all, just a sad state of things. It's only about maybe 2/3 full at most, and it's just very disappointing, to see they really ripped you off doing that, and it's just very disappointing, when you expect it with no ice, you at least expect to get a good amount of the drink, and they left almost 1/3 of it completely empty. That chilled me to the bone. It really did. I bet it did you as well. You look in that cup, and you see that there was all that empty space in there. Doesn't that kind of just make you want to cry a little bit? It's so sad when you think about it. Think of the Baja Blast. Sad. Yeah. From to be completely honest, it is a bit sad. When you go to Taco Bell, or any establishment for that matter, and you're paying for a product, a service essentially, and you hope you get at least, a somewhat resemblant item that looks kind of, what it was advertised to be. But when you get a taco with so little meat on it, and when you get a drink with, not a lot of drink in it, you can't help but be a little disappointed. And it's, it's kind of what I feel about Taco Bell right now. I feel a bit disappointed, and, I know there will be some sort of abatement to that disappointment going forward, but I just feel a little let down, that's all. I feel a little let down because Taco Bell, again, it's one of those places I have a love-hate relationship with. They got some good things there that I'm going to keep coming back to. But it's, it's just terribly disappointing that when I end up going there, and now multiple consecutive times in a row, there's always one issue or another with the service and the quality of the product that I'm getting back. It's just disappointing and a little discouraging, and sometimes I end up wishing that one of their competitors, Del Taco, was a bit more accessible. And, sometimes I wish that, but even they don't have the Baja Blast, and even their tacos aren't the same, but I'm just a bit disappointed, that's all. I'm just a little disappointed in Taco Bell and what I'm, what I get, and makes me wonder if, the customers that were in front of me and behind me in line and in the drive-thru that are coming in and out all day are getting the same exact low-quality, subpar products as well. It's just some food for thought in the literal sense. And to close this off, I've been saving this for a long time. I think what's written on this this sauce packet really embodies everything that I've really been talking about. I'd like you to take a look at it now. Read it if you can't make this out. Tag, you're it. I think that's enlightening, and we should dwell on that for a while. And, let's hope that maybe one day Taco Bell will change its own act, and maybe, Maybe one day we'll get a Baja Blast that's full to the brim and it's just glorious. And we'll get a taco with maybe 8% more meat. That'll be a beautiful day, huh? Well, that's all that I have to say. I really just took this as a little opportunity just to vent a little bit about my experience. Just make this a little random video for you all, just to kind of talk about Taco Bell, talk about my experience there, and just reminisce and share some good old Taco Bell memories. Next video coming up will likely be a review. I don't know when it'll be up, in the near future at some time or another. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Your comments and feedback are always welcome. And until then, have a great weekend. Take care. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and that's all that I have for you. Have a pleasant remainder of your Friday.